Welcome to tonight's coaching video, guys. Got a fascinating new study that shows that a woman's past sexual partners, basically all those chads she slept with, do affect her offspring that she has with Brad, with her provider. And you have to be careful with these studies because Google likes to suppress these things, by the way, because I just did a video about how, and I did one of these a couple of years ago, how sperm from a woman's past sexual partners stays with her forever for the rest of her life. There were a lot more of these articles back in the day, but obviously Google has suppressed them, and you have to, and flat out removed many of them, and you have to wonder why. Why are you so afraid? And of course, anybody who tries to, and these are from very credible sources, like for the woman retaining semen and in her brain for the rest of her life and throughout her body. That was done by the University of Seattle, I believe, and the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center. And these are very qualified institutions, but all you need is like one wokey with a PhD to come along and try to debunk it, and all of a sudden, oh no, gotta remove it, which I don't buy. So this article that I did recently was debunked. This one right here was attempted to be debunked by one doctor instead, not an institution, not an organization, not a university that's been around for 100 years. No, like one wokey with a PhD, this chick here, who was also just featured in the Washington Monthly, arguing the patriarchy, arguing we need to stop this patriarchy. She was she was part of this article here. So yeah, you really need to check when you see somebody try to refute credible research, and you need to go to their Twitter, which I often do, any of their social media, and really see what they're about. Even on her Twitter, like the last post that this chick made was talking about how we need to stop promoting systemic biases in policies that promote men's success over women's. Totally non-credible resource here. She's like trying to refute an entire 100-year-old institution on the claims that women do actually retain men's sperm, right? Why? Because it doesn't fit their narrative. It's very low. It's very, she should have her PhD removed. It goes against the Hippocratic, what do they call it? The Hippocratic Oath? Yeah. Anyway, let's get into tonight's article, which is a woman's previous sex partners do influence her reproduction with the new partner. This is from the Omega Golden Fertility. Okay, they are located outside of the U.S., put it that way. That way they could get away with telling the truth. And they're not in the U.K. either. They're outside of the U.S., the U.K., and Canada, the most wokest countries on the planet, where you can't tell the truth, but they do over here at Omega Golden Fertility. So let's break into their article here. This is from February 2023, so it's not that long ago. It says, did you know that a woman's previous sex partners can impact a woman's offspring? Bet you didn't know that. Yes, you heard it right. Recent research has confirmed this. This theory dates back to ancient Greece. You're only hearing about it now, where it was an accepted fact. So this was an accepted fact back in ancient Greece before they went woke, and they probably tried getting rid of all this information because they were turning woke, and we all know what happened in ancient Greece. All right. However, genetics theory in the 20th century disregarded this until now. Recently, scientists at the University of New South Wales discovered a new form of non-genetic inheritance and have shown for the first time that physical traits of previous sex partners can be passed on to future children. Boom! Right there. Okay? Should we read it again? Yes, for all the people who are slow out there. Recently, scientists at the University of New South Wales discovered a new form of non-genetic inheritance and have shown for the first time that physical traits of past sexual partners can be passed on to future children. What did I tell you? According to the researchers, the effect is because molecules in the seminal fluid of the first male that she mates with are absorbed by the immature eggs of the female, which then influences the development of the second male's offspring. Got it? The lead study author, Angela Crean, was quoted as saying, "Our discovery complicates our entire view of how variation is transmitted across generations. It also opens up exciting new possibilities and avenues of research." To reach this conclusion, Crean and colleagues, Anna Copps and Professor Russell Burdansky, manipulated the size of male flies and then studied their offspring. They found that the size of the young was determined by the size of the first male that their mothers had mated with, and not the second male who was their biological father. Mind-blowing stuff, guys. Crean further explained, "We found evidence that even though the second male sired the offspring, the beta provider, even though Brad sired the offspring size was determined by what the mother's previous mating partner ate as a maggot." The researchers noted that various non-genetic inheritance mechanisms make it possible for maternal or paternal environmental factors to influence the characteristics or traits of a child. The study, which has been published in the journal Ecology Letters, has raised many questions about the transmission of certain traits. In another similar publication, a new study found that a woman carries living DNA from all. We can finally say all. Women carry the living DNA from all the men that she has ever had sex with. Boom, again, right? That was referencing this article here that Google tried to remove and is trying to suppress because we had one wokey, this chick here, who tried to say, no, it's just not true. And she plays all sorts of mental gymnastics to get to her conclusion, much like what wokies do. This is why I say she should have her PhD revoked. And then she's over here on the Washington Monthly complaining about the patriarchy. Tells you all you need to know about her supposed biases, non-biases. Okay. So it goes on to say, the startling discovery was made by researchers at the University of Seattle and the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center, not one wokey doctor with a Twitter bio complaining about how we need to end systemic biases against women and suppress more men. Okay. And so, and the reason I have to make that comment about her is because when I did this post originally, this video, a few years back, I did have a lot of women come on and say, no, it's been debunked by this wokey Suzanne Seiden, blah, 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 however you say her name. She's got a PhD. Yeah, she's got a PhD, all right, in wokeness. All right. The discovery was made by accident when the team was initially attempting to find out if pregnant women with a son are more susceptible to neurological diseases that men are more vulnerable to. The study began to take a turn when scientists dived deep into the female brain. They discovered the woman's brain possessed male DNA known as microchimerism. Microchimerism is defined by the presence of circulating cells bidirectionally transferred from one genetically distinct individual to another, basically from the dude's penis to the chick's vagina, right? Put it in layman's terms. These cells are different from that of the cells that make up a woman. That means it came from the dude. According to the study, 63% of females, 37 of 59, tested harbored male microchimerism in many parts of their brain. Now, do not be confused by your father's DNA. Your DNA is unique because he and your mother combined to make you. At first, researchers thought that the male DNA found in the female brain came from carrying a male while pregnant, but that was not true. Why? On closer inspection, male DNA cells were still prevalent in the brains of women who had never been pregnant, because that was part of the lie that this wokey doctor over here, Dr. Suzanne Sadanin, who studies origins of diversity in ecosystems and cultural variation among people. She's trying to look for diversity in cultural appropriation, like basically in insects and anywhere she can find it, so she could keep promoting her wokeness. Biodiversity and social evolution. Anyway, it goes on to say that, on closer inspection, male DNA cells were still prevalent in the brains of women who had never been pregnant, because she was trying to make the argument, no, it comes from a pregnancy or an abortion she didn't know about, or a male twin she didn't know she had. Like, dude, you didn't know you had a male twin? I mean, all this ridiculous nonsense that she was trying to, promote to basically protect women's hypergamy and them slutting around out there and sleeping around without any repercussions. But it's not true. There are repercussions. She has a bunch of sperm swimming up inside of her brain. Okay, so scientists say that there are only 4 ways male DNA cells are likely to show up in the female brain. Number 1, unknown abortion. How often is that? Did you have an unknown abortion? The person would be like, how do I know if I had an abortion if it's unknown? Possibly a vanished male twin. Here we go. An older brother transferred by the maternal circulation. Or the smoking gun in the room, sexual intercourse. Sex with loads of chads and random men from the dating app. Finding a man's DNA in a woman's brain from the first 3 sources applies to only a small percentage of women. So the unknown abortion, vanished male twin, and the older brother transferred by maternal circulation. It says here it only applies to a small portion of women. The only likely option researchers could account for that would account for the overwhelming 63% of women who had sperm and male DNA in their brains was through sexual intercourse with other men. Okay? Here's the actual scientists who are not trying to promote some sort of left-wing or right-wing agenda. They are just sticking to the facts. Simple as that. Finding a man's DNA in a woman's brain from the first 3 sources. Okay, yeah, we said that. The implication. Okay, so the implications for women are great. When sperm, it means it's not good. Right? Implications for women on this are not good. When sperm enters a woman, it swims up until it hits a wall, and then it seeps into her flesh. Oh man, that's gross. That's crazy. That's like Revenge of the Body Snatchers or something. That is some alien type crap right there, man. So the sperm, your sperm, enters the woman, and it swims until it hits a wall, and then it seeps into her flesh. It just plants itself there, right? Rent free, man. If it is in your mouth, oh man, this is getting gnarly. Like if you ever yacked up in a chick's mouth, it can get into her nasal areas, behind her eyes, and even her inner ear. Oh my gosh, dude. My ex from 2006 walking around with all my DNA. Just kidding. Your exes, our exes, all those chicks. Ugh, yeah, that's pretty creepy. It's pretty creepy if you're a woman. That's why you shouldn't sleep around. It then enters your bloodstream. Oh my gosh, man. The sperm enters your bloodstream and collects in your brain and spine. You can never get rid of it, it says. Boom. I just read it verbatim, word for word. Okay? You can never get rid of it. With every man a woman has sexual relationship with, she absorbs his spermatozoa, which becomes a part of you, lady, forever. Well, woman, lady wouldn't do that. The study autopsied the brain of elderly women, many of who've been carrying male DNA for more than 50 years. This startling and fascinating discovery is only the beginning of understanding of the true consequences of having sexual intercourse with too many men. We hope you found this piece very informative. You can book a consultation for more. Yada, yada, yada. So it is pretty wild stuff, guys. As I told you before, I I did believe this when the first study came out, and I was already doing videos on this, and people are trying to refute. Well, mostly wokies and women are like, no, it's not true. I could have sex with 100 men, and there's nothing that will happen to my bloodstream. The sperm won't be inside of me more than, after that, it'll die off. Nope, it continues to live inside of you. Right? Even if you don't have sex, you just give the blowjob, and you let him yak inside your mouth, especially if you swallow. Right? It doesn't matter. It's going to swim up your nasal passages, plant itself behind the back of your eyeballs or your inner ear. Very, very wild stuff, guys. But as always, let me know your thoughts on tonight's article. Anything you have to say about it, anything you want to include, anything I might have missed, drop your comments below. And I was actually going to cover another one too. So this is not the only article. There's one also in the Daily Mail. I'm not going to go into this one. I'm just going to show it to you real quick. It says, can babies get looks from their mother's ex-lovers? Study of fruit flies suggests chemicals from previous partner semen could have a lingering effect. So basically the answer is yes, right? But this is another article you could read if you want to. You could either do a simple Google search if I forget to link it, but I'll try to link it below as long as I remember. There's the title right there. Can babies get their looks from mother's ex-lovers? And this should pop up as well as this article here. But as always, again, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's crazy story, crazy study, and drop those comments below. I'll see you in my comments. Drop those comments below, guys. I love to hear them. And till next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Go ahead and smash it right now. Do it for the DeLorean. Smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you guys actually subscribe to my channel. So please make sure you're subscribed to my channel as well. And for all you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I am teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I am teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close. Thank you. This car gets so much attention, it's crazy. How to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. The same exact type of women that I teach my students all over the world to go out there and approach and close. And we're making it happen every single week, guys. I kid you not, every single week, all over the world, no matter what kind of pandemic is going on, no matter what kind of virus is going on, we are making things happen and continuing to live our lives 24/7, 365 days a year. And I want you to join us. And it's the best way to support my work as well. So you're killing two birds with one stone there. And it's real easy to get signed up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. All right, my hightail out of here. Yeah, it's really difficult to shoot in this car, guys. It just gets so much attention, but I've been getting a lot of requests from you guys like, hey, shoot vids while you're driving. And I'm like, okay, A, that's dangerous, but I'm keeping my eyes on the road. I've got the camera kind of like mounted to my windshield right now. But B, the biggest reason is it's really hard to shoot in this car with people like honking and waving and whipping out their cell phone cameras like, oh my gosh, it's DeLorean. Yeah, so until next time.